looking forward to welcome absolutely everyone to this session to learn everything they have to learn about how to become a public speaker and maximize their branding and business. I've been preparing for the last 2 days to really condense and simplify so that everyone can really have applicable tips that they can implement straight away after the session.
Indeed, we look forward to this, Andrea. Have you been traveling these days, Andrea, or you've been in Dubai most of the time?
I had to work, so I've been in Dubai, but I'm planning to have a tour in Europe and to start to speak more abroad. Saudi is calling me soon. I think there is a lot happening there as well. So I haven't traveled this year, but I'm planning to take a good revenge in the summer.
I know. Given the restrictions of last year, I think this summer is going to be one of those that people are really going to take advantage of being able to travel a little bit more free. I think restrictions are not as tight. All this having to have PCR tests and vaccinations restrictions are easing up, feels like, right?
And God knows how much we need to have that freedom to connect with nature, to connect with other people, to see different environments, and to allow ourselves as adults, as business people, to just wander and be free and change the environment. So I think that it's going to really help a lot our mindset, our creativity to really unwind. And for everyone, or for anyone listening right now, I really recommend for you to hide your phone for at least 2 to 3 days and allow yourself to immerse in nature, because technology is fantastic, but it can also backfire if we overdo it.
Indeed. Now that you mentioned this, I do remember you about a year ago posting, or I don't know if it was a year or 6 months ago, posting quite a bit on being back home and being surrounded by nature. And you were walking around some forests and some trees. And so I remember now you do connect quite a bit with the whole nature theme and going back to those spaces, right?
Maybe 3 to 4 years ago, I was posting a lot. That's correct. 3-4 years ago, I was posting a lot of videos and photos on the concept of earthing, which I actually force all my clients to do. And I was hugging trees. I was being a bit philosophical and spiritual and just having this connection with trees. And I was getting a lot of, poke fun from a lot of people saying, "What are you doing?" And now there are much more people who are speaking about the connection, the importance of connection with nature and walking barefoot. So that because our body energizes and gets energy when we are walking barefoot. That's our natural way of really connecting with nature. And so, I'm in my routine every morning, 10 to 15 minutes, I walk barefoot. And I think this happens almost every morning. There are a few exceptions when I don't do it. And I truly feel grounded. And especially for us as speakers, it's important to be present in our body and feel our feet, our torso, our muscles, and just be present in the body. And this happens only when you are walking barefoot and you are feeling the grass or the soil under your feet. It doesn't happen by thinking about it.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I mean, if you go to the fanciest and most expensive retreats in the world, and even here in Dubai, at the retreats on the Palm, they have a paved way with stones, and they make you walk for 15 minutes barefoot on stones.
Wow.
Hello. So I encourage everyone to read more about earthing.
There is something to this topic for sure in terms of how we connect with earth and nature and through being barefooted. Indeed. Good. I see there's about 40 people connected so far. We're going to give it another minute or so to let everybody come in. There were about 250 RSVPs for today. So we look forward to today's session. We're also live on Facebook to our Facebook fans and our Facebook network. Welcome everybody. So let me formally start doing some introductions. And as we are sort of warming up and getting everybody to come in, to all the attendees, I don't know if our tech team if the chat function is open. Can people tell us, where are you connecting from? Are you in Dubai? Are you outside of Dubai? Are you a Creative Zone client, customer? Are you an Andreea Zoia fan? Have you seen Andreea Zoia in action in the past with her workshops and great advice? I can see we're starting to type hello, everybody. So come in, say hello. Hello from South Africa. Lungelo is saying hi from South Africa. Beautiful. Are you in Cape Town or Johannesburg? Manish from Fund World Solutions from Dubai. Euromonitor International from Dubai. Hussein, good to meet you. Andrea is saying Nisret from Dubai. Sunny Somerset in the UK. Wow, we have I hope it's a nice weather over there today in the UK. CSET client from Dubai. Well, it's good to start seeing somebody from Zimbabwe. Sumo International from Dubai. From Rwanda, very nice. Good to connect from Rwanda. We've seen some of our friends in Rwanda the last couple of weeks. I know, Andrea, you're friends with Spencer Lodge and a couple of the guys. They took a trip there. I'm eager to learn what they were doing there. Are you familiar with their trip?
Yes, of course. I've seen Spencer the other day at the World Government Summit. I said hello to him, and I know that he's adamant to do a lot of charity, and he is somebody who is just on a big mission to offer a lot of value. He's pumped. I love his energy. He's deeply passionate. Good.
Great. Well, let me formally get started. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another Creative Zone webinar. In today's session, we have the amazing Andreea Zoia. She's a well-known speaker, public speaker, coach, entrepreneur. She has an incredible story to tell. And she's been sort of dedicating her career now on this topic of coaching people to become public speakers, on how to enhance their communication skills. And today's session is going to be all about that. I want to welcome everybody, all our Creative Zone clients. My name is Lorenzo. I'm the CEO of Creative Zone. We've been helping entrepreneurs and SMEs set up their businesses successfully for 12 years. We have helped over 40,000 entrepreneurs, and we're happy to connect with you all and do this kind of sessions like the one we have with Andrea. Andrea, thank you again for connecting with us and sharing your thoughts for today.
My absolute pleasure. I would like to thank you so much, Lorenzo. Thank you, Creative Zone, for everything that you are doing, indeed, for the last 12 years. The intention for today is to bring a lot of value and support to all the entrepreneurs and wonderful visionaries here watching this live on Zoom and also on Facebook. We want to support you further. We want to help you with more skills, more support, so that you can go in the world and truly spread your ideas and your service and your products to your target audience with ease, with confidence. And speaking in public is your oxygen. It's like your oxygen. You really need it. So I'm excited. And once again, thank you, Lorenzo. It's a pleasure to be able to serve these incredible professionals.
Thank you, Andrea. And just before you get started, I know you have a presentation to share. I like to tell a little story that maybe you're not even aware of. I think we know each other. What is it already? Like 10 years, 11 years?
And more than 10 for sure.
When did you move to Dubai? How long? 2004. Okay, so it's over 15 years. It's like 16, 17 years kind of thing. So I think I know you about 10, 12 years easily. But one thing that you might not remember, might not know, I remember clearly the time when you were transitioning from being this well-known model back in Dubai into this profession of public speaking. And you might not remember this day, but there was a day, there was an event. It was the opening of a sports bar restaurant. The owner was Kashif. And it was on Al Wasl Road, on that Jumeirah Road. It was a sports restaurant. I don't know. And this was one of your first engagements of you emceeing and presenting that day. And it was a totally different Andrea that you are today. I mean, this was one of your first interactions. And I was there. I was part of the public. It was a nice restaurant setting, but you were struggling. You were nervous. You were having a tough time. So now, do you remember that day? Do you remember that day that, oh my God, well, it was one of your first engagements as an MC and public speakers, and now you become to be who you are. This was about 10 years ago.
So it's a wonderful way to really start this incredible session, to give a lot of value and serve throughout this presentation in making it clear for everyone that everyone starts from somewhere. Right. Everyone starts with a more messed up way of presenting, emceeing, hosting. And, 6 months into it, a year into it, 3-4 years into it, you're able to showcase much more professionalism, much more charisma and power, as I think I'm doing today in 2022, in comparison to 10 years ago. And no, I don't, maybe after this session in time, I will remember, but it's such a blur. What you are saying now is such a blur. Yeah. And thank you for saying it. You know what, I have to say, the pleasure of living in the UAE is that I truly feel that people like you and my close friends are part of my Dubai family. It's such a powerful experience to have someone like Lorenzo to say, you know what, Andreea, 10 years ago, girl, you were really struggling, but look at you now. This is such an empowering statement, because then you realize, I'm realizing for myself, okay, good. I've done something, right? Exactly. So thank you for the story. And
no, thank you. And I leave you to it. Go ahead with your full presentation. I will come back at the end of this and help wrap this up. And the floor is yours, Andreea. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I would like to formally say hello from the bottom of my heart to all the 50-something participants that I see here on Zoom. Hello, hello, good afternoon. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with Creative Zone and myself, Andreea Zoia, so we can together learn how you can present your business, yourself, better. And if you are asking, why is it important to be a good public speaker? Well, I have a few answers for you, all right? Hello to all of you. So you are all meeting clients all day, every day. Some of you maybe walk in boardrooms and pitch a presentation and pitch some new ideas. There are so many exhibitions now because the world has opened a little bit more. So we are attending exhibitions. Right now, as we are speaking live here, the World Government Summit is happening at the Expo. I've been attending it yesterday and it was incredible. I've met incredible ministers and leaders and I've had incredible conversations with them. Most of you are going to be on stage, on a virtual stage, like I am right now in front of you. And of course, everybody, all of us, we are networking. So for me, being able to be on stage, network, go to meet a new client, be in the boardroom and give a presentation is an opportunity to have business. It's an opportunity to have a good relationship with someone and to have a long-term relationship. Only that, statistics shows that most professionals hope that they will have a good impact when they speak. They hope that maybe their presentation is going to go okay, or that they will wing it. And I'm here to start this incredible session that I prepared for you to tell you that hope is not a strategy. Obviously, all of you are passionate. All of you are putting your heart and soul, your finances, your time, your energy, your education, your hopes, your aspirations into your business. You want to flourish, you want to blossom, you want to have more revenue. So to leave all that in the hands of hope that if you go to a networking event, you will have the results that you want, is not the best strategy to have. And if you agree with me, just say yes in the chat. Say yes, I agree that hope is not a strategy. And I want you to please say yes in the chat or engage, because it's very important for me to feel that I'm in the right room and I'm having a dialogue, I'm having a conversation with you. I don't want to come here and be a teacher or a facilitator and give you a monologue, because nobody needs a monologue. There are plenty of those on YouTube and podcasts. I'm here to have a heart-to-heart conversation and share proven methods that you can apply right now in this session and after, so that you can better understand why it's important for you as a business owner to also have the skill of a public speaker. All right. All right. I see that all of you have, I am receiving around 30 messages in the chat, so that's good. Thank you for saying that. So, are you ready to learn how to become a public speaker? That's my second question for you. Are you ready? Because I certainly am, hence I'm bringing out my presentation for you. All right. Yes, yes. Let me see, what are you saying on the chat exactly? All right. So, my invitation is for you to learn to become a public speaker so that you can take control of your business and of your brand. What you can expect from today, that we will learn together what is the definition of a public speaker, how you can become one. You will be able to understand where are your speaking skills, your persuasive skills, and what is, if there is a gap, towards how you can become even better. We will be able to assess that together. And of course, needless to say, I will keep 10 to 15 minutes before 1 p.m., before 2 p.m., before we end, for you to ask me your questions. We will open the floor. I'm here to serve, I'm here to help, and I would love to personally coach you in the last 15 minutes of today's presentation. So I want to quickly disengage from the presentation because I want you to see me better. It's very important for us to really connect. So one of the first things that I want you to know about public speaking and becoming a public speaker is that when you are speaking, you are taking control of people's attention and focus. I am pausing right now intentionally, because one of the most difficult things to do when we are speaking to a group of people is to pause. It's really daunting to speak to 5 people or 500 or 700 and take your time and pause. Because it's not really common for us to feel that, oh, I am the star. Oh, I am in charge of everyone's attention and focus. All eyes on me. Sometimes this energy feels daunting. It feels like too much. And most people have an impression, a belief that they are not good enough, they are not ready enough, or that they are an imposter. So there are certain blocks that are obvious that I have encountered with most of the people I have been working so far, that I want us to eliminate straight on the beginning of the presentation. And before I continue, I want to say, for those of you who don't know me, you might be asking yourselves, okay, your name is Andreea Zoia, but why should we anyway listen to you? What do you know about public speaking? So I want to take 2 minutes to quickly say that it's been now more than 15 years since I have been in the presenting and media field. It's been 7 years since I have been coaching professionals, vice presidents, CEOs, high profile CEOs and entrepreneurs. And I have learned that most people have stage fright. Most people are not accustomed to have the attention of the audience, and that speaking in public is a skill that absolutely everybody can master. Google says that 70% of the world population fears speaking in public. So it's highly possible that among the few hundreds of people who we are having here live, 60 to 70% of you feel like speaking, presenting, engaging with the audience, I don't know, I feel like somebody else should do it. So here is what I want to know now as I'm looking at the chat. Can you please share with me from a scale from 1 to 10, how comfortable are you to present on stage virtually, to present your business today? So 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Are you a 6? Are you a 1? Okay, the numbers are coming. So 1 is the lowest, 10 is like, Andreea, please move out of the session. I want to talk. Okay, so people are saying 4, 2, 6, 1. For those of you who are saying 1, I would like to know a little bit why. So Suzanne, why is that you're saying one? Or Shamu, why is that you're saying one? I want to quickly understand you better. Speech anxiety, so stage fright. All right, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna eliminate stage fright today. Azim says 5. All right. All right, so with that in mind, for those of you who haven't mentioned in the chat, how do you feel from a scale from 1 to 10? Your comfort of speaking and presenting is a 2, a 6, an 8. It's very interesting to answer yourselves, because then when you look at that gap between 6 and 10 or between 5 and 10, you're like, oh, I have a gap to close. So then what I'm going to tell you from now till 2 o'clock is definitely going to help you close that gap. So I just want to ask you one last thing. There will be no need for you to take any notes, because I have prepared this particular guide that has my proven method to help you with your future presentation. So at the end of the session, I'm going to share here a link where you can simply download it and have it. So for the duration of this conversation that we are having here together, give me your attention, be present, forget about your phone, and allow me to take you on a journey. All right? All right. So earlier I was telling you a little bit about myself. I've been coaching people for the last 7 years. Long story short, what not many people know, because I'm not making this public, I'm not speaking a lot about it, is that when I was 8 years old, I've lost my father in a car accident. And during that period, I got a shock, and I got something called selective mutism, which means that I became incredibly quiet and I would speak only selectively here and there. So I truly closed off. And then from the age of 8 up until I navigated through school and high school, I was a closed off person. My shoulders were down. My voice was very mellow and very low. I was even a sad kid, not to mention that I had no confidence. I couldn't even spell the word confidence. I didn't even know what confidence was. I was always looking down, doing my homework. Because I wasn't able to speak much, I wasn't able to either pass the oral exams. So my teachers knew that I was doing my studies, and I was really good at what I was, I was participating in classes and so on. However, I wasn't able to pass my oral exams. So that had a huge effect on my confidence altogether, as you can imagine, mentally, emotionally, and even physically, because I was working hunched. And at the age 19, 20, I really wanted to press the reset button and say to myself, I want to give myself another chance. I want to renew myself. And I knew that the environment where I was living and being in Romania and everyone knowing that I'm someone who is more quiet, more introvert, wouldn't help me. So I pressed the reset button and I landed in Dubai in 2004, as I was mentioning earlier to Lorenzo. And I've slowly started to work on myself. So through studying acting, to doing improv, to traveling, to doing acting in the US, and studying journalism in the UK, and then slowly modeling here in the Emirates, and then transitioning to presenting, I've restored, I've rebuilt the broken parts of my confidence. And today I am coaching top CEOs, member of the royal families from Bahrain and from Dubai. I'm constantly on stages giving keynotes, and I have online programs. I teach anyone who is eager to speak better, to be a public speaker and to be a presenter. I am deeply passionate because I had to assemble the pieces for myself. So every time I help someone birth their voice and roar on stage and be more charismatic and be a star and take center stage, I feel like I'm doing it for myself. So I'm deeply invested in what I'm doing. And I truly, sincerely wish that today you will have an open heart and mind to truly take all this information and apply it, because what I'm teaching is from experience. It's from the experience of coaching over 350 executives and over 2,000 people. All right. So first things first. Many people say, Andrea, I can't speak in public because I'm not a public speaker. I'm not a presenter like you. Therefore, I don't know where to start. They raise their shoulders and they say, I'm not a public speaker. So that's problem number one that I want you all to acknowledge. If you also say that to yourself, you're actually programming yourself not to present, because you are identifying yourself with not being a public speaker. Right? So the minute you say, I can't present because I'm not a public speaker like you, or I'm not a presenter, you are then giving yourself a command not to do it. And your brain and your subconscious mind, which is highly suggestible, will listen to you. Is that making sense? Is that resonating? Can you give me a yes or a no? And I'm reading some questions from Michael. I'm reading and I'm going to address stammering at the end of the session. Mehe says yes. I'm getting this. All right. All right. Yes, words you tell yourself are powerful. So I want us to all eliminate. You are right. Okay, great. Thank you for your engagement and for your answers. So if you are somebody who says, I can't present because I'm not a public speaker, stop saying that to yourself. And instead say, I wonder, how can I start to speak in public, and what do I have to do? Because we all can learn everything. You've learned so many skills. You're learning to use softwares. You're learning so many things in your life. Learning this skill is like learning to swim or driving. It's just a skill. It's really simple. It's really easy if you focus on making it just a skill. Now, we are discussing the fact that at an identity level, you are not, some of you maybe, are not allowing yourselves to say, oh, okay, let's become a speaker. Let's see how we can do it. So first of all, give yourself permission. Here is one of the main reasons I have discovered that many people are not able to do that. We have something called self-image. And the way we see ourselves determines how we act in business, how we present, how we interact, how we answer the phone, how we dress, pretty much everything. Self-image is the secret sauce and is the essence of my teaching and the way I help many professionals transform and be able to become public speakers. Maxwell Maltz in the 1960s revolutionized psychology and brought an immense body of work when he wrote Psycho-Cybernetics. And I highly encourage that you listen to the audiobook or you read it. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics, and the author is Maxwell Maltz. He was a plastic surgeon who realized that even though he was correcting certain cuts and issues and wounds on people's bodies, some people would still be unsatisfied and unhappy with the way they look. So 3 years of research, he discovered self-image, and he wrote the book Psycho-Cybernetics. In essence, we act consistently with who we feel and with who we feel we are. We act consistently with who we feel we are. Meaning, if we have an image about ourselves, the way we see ourselves, so our image is what you see right now of me, right, wearing this jacket and white shirt and so on. Is the mirror, is our self-image is the image that we see in the mirror, but also the image that we have in our mind of ourselves. Because I'm sure everyone remembers, you have days when you like your skin and your face, and you have days when you're like, I look tired, man, I'm white hair, right? So there are days when we all see ourselves like this. This is, by the way, a dry lemon that I always keep for my presentations. And this is a healthy ripe, juicy lemon. So Maxwell Maltz said, we are either seeing ourselves like this, as in our self-image, or we see ourselves in a healthy way. And of course, the reason I brought this here is to say to yourselves, let's consciously choose to see ourselves like this, because we are acting consistently with how we feel we are. I'm gonna let that resonate a little bit. Furthermore, why is that some of us have this self-image about ourselves? Well, since we were younger, we had voices, we had authoritative voices, sometimes parents, sometimes member of family, sometimes educators saying, who do you think you are to say that? Or don't worry, you will never be able to be, I don't know, a millionaire. Or shh, be quiet, you're too loud. Don't raise your voice, shh. Or you're late again. My gosh, you're so lazy, you're always late, you're procrastinating, we can't count on you. And little by little, layer by layer, you have voices, you have people coming to tell you that you are not good enough and you shouldn't present, and who do you think you are, and these voices live in our subconscious mind, and they make us feel like this. I came here in this presentation today, 30th of March, to tell you to make a list of all these voices, of all these narratives that you have in your mind, and then let go of them. Just drop them, let go of them. Because the more you hold them, the more tension you have within. And when we are in front of an audience and we are presenting, we want to be light. We want to feel good. We want to feel like an expert. We want to feel enthusiastic and energized by our service, by our product. We don't want all those stack of voices and layers to trouble us. So principle number one, in order for you to become a public speaker, is clear your mind from all those voices. The way you do it is you want to have it on paper, you want to write it down and start to say, that's not true. And simply choose to be a public speaker, a professional, an achiever, a winner, somebody who wants to be a strong voice and have a strong message and a solution in this big world. So when you do that, you will get closer and closer and closer and closer to your authentic self. The reason we love certain speakers on YouTube, the reason we go to listen to motivational speakers, the reason we go to watch comedians when they come here in Dubai to the Coca-Cola Arena or anywhere in the world, because I'm aware that we have people from different corners of the world tonight and thank you for being here, is that we go to watch that speaker because they are real, they are authentic. So far we have been speaking about give yourself permission to become a public speaker and say, yes, I am a speaker. I am learning to become one. I'm learning the skills. And secondly, don't beat yourself down because of all the things that you've been hearing yourselves, because of the things that you have been hearing, and start slowly get closer and closer to your authentic self. When you are real and you have a clear intention to serve and to speak and to help others, everybody in the room will feel you, and everybody will stay with you, and they will go on that journey because you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to prove, you have nothing to defend. You're just there to inform, to share, to inspire, to share a moment in time with your audience. So authenticity, being real, being comfortable with yourself and shutting the noise and seeing yourself in a healthy way rather than this is one of the first things that you need to achieve in order to become a good speaker, so that you can have control over all your interactions. is this useful so far? Can you give me a yes, or maybe it's too complex? Can you just give me, is this useful so far? You're saying yes? Good. So I can continue. I can go ahead because I have so much more to tell you. It's very useful. All right. Well, I wanted to check with you guys. I told you this is a dialogue. Okay, good. The second major block that professionals have when speaking and presenting and sharing slides and pitching and going in boardrooms and going in meetings and networking is that they feel like an imposter. They feel small. They feel small. They feel like, oh, who am I to be in this room? Look at these big people. They compare. Guilty of that, someone says in the chat. Guilty of that too. If you are human, you felt like an imposter one time. Now, the power of public speaking and becoming a speaker is that you want to monitor your thoughts. You want to watch your thoughts because they are either eroding your confidence or making you feel like, I'm here. Everybody, I'm here. I've arrived. You're lucky to have me in the room. And I say that with humility. But look, you guys, you chose this path of being solopreneurs or entrepreneurs. You've chose the path of startup. If you don't hype yourselves, if you don't cheerlead yourselves, who will? Yes, sometimes mom and dad, sometimes the wife, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the husband, the brother, the partner, sometimes nobody. So you have to hype yourself a little. So when that imposter syndrome shadow noise comes and says, what do you think? Look at this, all that noise, you say, shh, I'm here to serve. I'm here to help people. The problem with the imposter syndrome is that we feel that we don't belong in the room. It's a natural feeling to have, but when you catch it and you hear yourself and you observe yourself saying that, you want to counterattack that thought and say, I deserve to be in this room. I deserve to be in this room. Okay, so I want you to go back to a time, maybe last week, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, when you attended an event virtually and you felt like, look at all these people, they know more than me, or I want you to identify that moment and replace the thought that you had with, damn it, I belong in this room. I'm here to learn. I'm here to meet someone interesting. I'm here to give value. I'm here to help one person. I belong in this room. Okay. When we present, we are either having this block of feeling like an imposter, or we fear that we will be rejected. Now, to very quickly give you the essence of why we feel that we are going to be rejected is that as humans, we are being born on the planet with two needs: to feel connected and loved, and to avoid rejection. So it's hardwired in our nervous system, in our DNA, I would say, for us to avoid rejection. That's why with business partners and with board members, with collaborators, with clients, it's not easy for us to have confrontations, because it's against our human nature to avoid rejection. We don't want rejection. That's why many people don't want to have confrontations, because they fear our primal need. We are born on the planet with this need to feel connected and loved and that we belong, and to avoid rejection. So one of the main reasons 70% of the world population avoids speaking in public and has stage fright and anxiety is because we don't want to be rejected, and it's hardwired in our system. With this understanding, we now want to hack that and be part of the 30%, the 40% of the people who are speaking in public, who actually have so much more power and leverage, because when you're speaking to more audiences, you have more visibility. You feel more confident. You build more trust. So we have so many important reasons to hack everything that we can in our system so that we can get rid of imposter syndrome, the fear of rejection, and be able to show up into a meeting and say, hello, everyone, I'm here, right? With a big, bright smile on your face, with presence, with warmth. I'm going to speak to you later about the Ppw formula, which is power, having power, presence, and warmth when we are meeting someone. Some of you already do it. I want to just decode it for some of you. All right. We spoke about identity. We spoke about imposter syndrome. I want to move into unlock your character. And this is where I'm going to reopen my presentation and help you all to find out how you can unlock your character for stage. How can you use everything in your personality to bring more of your personality, more of your character when you are presenting, so that you can be more likable, so that you can build more trust, so that you can magnetize people. Is anyone interested in that? Because if you're not, I'm going to go to the next point. Are you interested to become more magnetic and more charismatic and draw people to you? You're saying yes, absolutely, definitely. Then I'm going to reveal it. Okay, so if I give a script of 20-30 pages to any actor, and I will tell him, go perform. You have 1 hour, go perform. No actor in 1 hour of 20-30 pages will be able to become that character. Similarly, you guys, neither you, if you haven't spoken much in public, can just go on stage tomorrow morning on the 31st of March and present and tell stories and have an introduction and have a closing and have a call to action. Okay? So for those of you who said 1 or 2 in terms of how skilled you feel you are about speaking in public, know that it's okay. You don't have to do it in a day or in a week. An actor will take that script, will read it, will embody it, will memorize it, and will go and practice and practice and practice and practice, and will become that character. Will, for example, let's say a male actor will have to play the role of a police officer, for example. All right, how is the police officer walking? How is the police officer thinking? Why is the police officer a police officer? With becoming a public speaker, you are taking on a role. It's a layer. It's like a coat that you wear on you. So now you want to start to think that you are adding yet another layer to your personality. What style of presenting you have, we are going to find out right now as I'm going to share with you my screen. Okay. Here is where maybe you will need to take tiny small notes. So if you have a pencil, a pen, and a paper, it's going to be useful. All right, I'm going to reveal 12 presenting styles. There are so much more, but these 12 are the ones that I have extracted from all the clients I have been working with. And after I'm going to reveal these 12 presenting styles, I want you to pick maximum, okay, two or three, and then I'm going to tell you what and how you are going to be able to make best use of them. Needless to say, this is going to give you so much more clarity on how you can bring more of your persona, more of who you are, more of your heritage, more of your culture, more of how you used to grow up, and bring it in your speech, bring it in the way you present yourself, and be fully yourself and be authentic, as I said earlier. So a style of presenting is like a coat. Right now I'm wearing a more professional style because of course I'm meeting amazing professionals from Creative Zone and from around the world. So I want to meet you with professionalism and with respect. So this is a style. I could have worn a t-shirt. I could have worn a haute couture, glimmery, shining jacket, but I chose a more professional style. So the 12 styles of presenting are just a style. Mentor as a style is someone who is highly motivating and who wants to teach you. He wants to coach you right then and then. As he speaks, he wants to tell you, do 1, 2, 3, 4. He wants to give you advice. And he is roaring and he is strong and he speaks a lot and he teaches you. And after you would have heard him speaking, you would be like, okay, I want to go and change my life. Because he's giving you a lot of advice. He's not telling you a poem. He's not telling you a story. No, he's mentoring you on the spot. So that's a style. Second one is, someone more charismatic. A charismatic presenter is someone who talks slowly. They have a steady pace. And of course, when you are hearing a charismatic presenter, if they speak to 1,000 to 100 people, all those people feel deeply connected with them. And of course, a charismatic presenter cracks jokes, they are easy, they are light. And so was Ronald Reagan. As a style, he was falling mainly under the charismatic style. Third, well, I don't know anybody in this room who does not know Gary Vee. All right, go to the work, stop spending, stop caring about useless stuff. I don't know anyone in this room who doesn't know Gary Vee. And if you don't, well, now you do. So this is a very bold way of speaking. Right? So Tony Robbins was more of a mentor in terms of style of presenting. Ronald Reagan was charismatic. Gary Vee falls under bold. So a bold presenter is cutthroat. He tells you what to do. He tells you to stop bullshitting and go do the work. It's a style. It's very bold. Okay. Fourth style is commanding. An army in the officer, a prime minister, someone who will tell you, this is what's going to happen, and now we are marching ahead. They speak with facts, they are firm and straight to the point. So that's a commanding style. And so if anybody in the room today, here today, is more rigid, more strong, that's okay. Sometimes I get people with strong personality who are telling me, Andreea, I can't be as bubbly and as warm as you. And I tell them, you don't have to be. You have to stick with who you are and respect what feels natural to you as a style. If you are someone more commanding and more authoritative, stay like that. Adjust a little bit the way you are connecting with the audience, but be true to yourself. And I hope that after I'm presenting now the mentoring style, the bold, the charismatic, and the commanding, things are starting to form in your mind. As a style of presenting, storytelling as a style is a style that I would like everybody here to adopt. Being able to tell stories and take people on a journey and ignite people's imagination, because when we speak to the senses. We make people see images. We have vocal variety in our voice so that we can stimulate people's auditory senses. We describe things in a story so that people can start to feel, and for example, if I were to speak about going to Maldives or traveling back to Romania, I would tell you about the smell of the orchards in my grandmother's backyard. And the minute I start to speak about the smell of the trees and of the flowers, you are starting to smell. So now I'm activating your senses, I'm activating your imagination. And that's what storytelling style does. Okay. It's obvious that the late Steve Jobs was a master in storytelling because, of course, he made all his products incredibly popular and famous. For those of you who don't know, he would practice and prepare with his team 3 to 6 months prior that 20 or 30 minutes presentation. I know that Elizabeth Gilbert mentioned in several interviews that she would prepare months before a presentation, before a big keynote. I'm just putting things in perspective to highlight something that I forgot to say earlier, that in order to become a good speaker, not necessarily for stage, but for your business, you need to practice a lot. And the more you practice, the easier it's going to become for you to perform and present. All right. As a style, we also have something called presence. And I'm seeing that the time is running out. It's 1:47. I'm going to go a little bit faster. As a style, presence is something that, for example, Oprah Winfrey has plenty of, which is when you enter the room, you feel a certain force, a certain energy. And you too can develop that by simply being more attuned in your body, walking more straight and more strong, and feeling powerful, feeling like I'm here to do something. I'm here to deliver something important. And slowly in time, you will deliver presence. Presence also comes from being calm and collected and not being in a hurry, controlling your mind and exhibiting that in your body language. No pun intended. I don't want to make fun of anything and anyone, but I couldn't find a better character from the industry, from the entertainment industry than the lovely Kanye West to showcase the arrogant style. So he says, I'm God, right? I'm the best ever. So there is a style in presenting called arrogant. It's a style. He is true to himself. I don't want you to have this style. It's not going to help you in business. It's working in the entertainment industry only. Shh. Moving on. Okay. I believe most people in the chat is watching and following Warren Buffett because he has so much to say. Needless to say, he is a very, very powerful and highly influential, one of the top investors in the world. His style of speaking is sales. He will always convince you. He will always persuade you to do something. He will lead you with his language. So he's constantly selling solutions, ideas. So it's different than being bold. It's different than being commanding. This is a sales style. Slowly, we are getting to all our 12 styles. Seductive is one, meaning that there is nothing to do with romantic seduction and romance. This is about being magnetizing and creating a feeling of trust, seducing the minds of people through certain choice of words and certain attitude. As I'm presenting to you the styles, subconsciously you'll be like, oh, I want to be that, or I'm more like that. Write this down and just ponder over it. You can also YouTube Bill Clinton and observe how he was seductive. And if you like that style, start to practice. Just like I told you earlier, like the actor, start to embody this persona. Another style of presenting is technical. So someone who speaks a lot about technology, who is speaking a lot about details and about technicalities, that's a style. And some people, when they watch someone who is highly technical, they say, oh, he's not engaging, he's not funny. Well, he doesn't have to be, because his job is to be technical. So I have created these styles to help everyone watching this live right now to become more clear on, oh, so if I stick with a certain style, then I'm going to be authentic, then I'm going to feel comfortable, and therefore I'm going to be confident. I won't have to try to be everything to everyone. Okay? One of my mentors with whom I've studied and met and interviewed, Lisa Nichols, she was here in the Emirates in 2019 and she's going to come back. She is one of the world's top inspirational speakers. She truly speaks to your soul and steers your soul and makes you want to be a better person. So she's highly inspirational. last style, and I'm going to remove the slide so you can see me again a bit better, is philosophical. Most of you might know Krishnamurti. I am a huge fan of his books, and I'm following him closely on Instagram. He is one of the brilliant minds of India who was constantly philosophizing and asking existential questions. So a philosophical style is someone who is highly engaged on what is life, where are we going, and so on and forth. Okay, these are the 12 styles. I'm going to quickly review them for you. I cannot believe it's 1:52. I cannot believe time went so fast. So a style is mentor. The second one is charismatic. Third one is bold, commanding. Storytelling is a style. Presence, arrogant, sales, seductive, technical, inspirational, philosophical. Last one. Could you write in the chat? I'm going to spend 1 minute on this. Could you write in the chat, what style do you feel you are close to, or what styles resonates with you most? Can one have multiple styles? Yes, 2 or 3, not more. Can one adopt different styles of for different audiences? Very good question. Thank you so much for that. Yes. If I speak to children of 10 years old, I will be more playful. If I speak to doctors, I will be more factual, but I will maintain my joyful, warm, and candid persona. I hope that answers your question. Many people say storytelling and presence, mentor, inspirational, philosophical and storytelling. Okay, Mohammed, good, good. Lady Irma says, mentor, presence, inspirational. And happy birthday for yesterday, Lady Irma. I know it was your birthday, as it was mine as well. Still not figured it out, says WT. Well, after this presentation, I hope you will be able, and you can, all of you, you can connect with me on Instagram. You will find me under the same name, Andreea Zoia, and I would love to guide you if I can in the near future. I have to quickly wrap up because it's 1:54. I want 1 more hour with you. It's not enough 45 minutes. I want 1 more hour. So far, PPW, okay. Ppw formula is showcasing your power, being comfortable to say, I'm an expert, I know public speaking, I know dentistry, I know engineering, I know digital marketing, I know advertising. Let your power be seen and show. Don't hesitate to show it. Then the other P is for presence. Watch your posture. Be straight, tall. Have a presence with your voice. And warmth, bring a lot of warmth. People, I see many people who are nice and kind, but they are not showing the warmth. So PPW formula is a must for speakers. So I want to wrap up in the next minute, and I know I'm going to give the word to Lorenzo. As a public speaker, you want to have a style and be comfortable in that identity. You want to remove those blocks and those negative chatters, because they are not helping you connect with other people and sell your business to other people. You want to remember that it's natural to feel stage fright or anxiety because we don't like to be rejected, but there are ways for you to overcome it by saying, I belong here. And as speakers, we are constantly stepping in the unfamiliar. For me, coming here to speak with Lorenzo, Creative Zone, and all of you, it was the unknown. I didn't know what's going to happen. I stepped in the unfamiliar and I made it familiar. And that's what you want to do. You want to say, okay, I don't know what's going to happen in the near future, but I want to step with courage and I want to make the unfamiliar familiar. Over to you, Lorenzo.
All right. Well, this is amazing, Andrea. I've been on the background listening to this full hour. I think there were some really good questions. People are writing on the chat. Amazing. Let's show some love to Andrea, everybody, and tell us a little bit what you've learned. What are your main takeaways? What is it that you enjoyed the most? Thank you, Andrea. Thank you so much. People are posting. Indeed, Andrea, that was a really strong 1 hour. We can't thank you enough for this. Let me see if I can pick up one or two last questions. Feel free to put this in the chat section or in the Q&A, and I'll try to pick up a couple of things. As we wait for those last one or two questions, I like to say from my side, Andreea, I think this art of presenting, of selling, of pitching, of convincing, is the art of persuasion, the art of influencing is something that you use and you need across all levels of life and all levels of your career, whether you are in sales or you're a founder or you are managing a team, is how you communicate, how you express, motivate your people is key. And those who have those talents really become efficient and effective at getting what they want from their peers, from their groups, influencing people to follow you, a partner, an investor. We're always selling, we're always pitching someone else, right?
Always, always. So I want to very quickly say that I said earlier that I have a special guide. I'm going to share the link right now in the chat. So all of you can simply click on it, and it's going to take you to a place where you can simply download the guide. I'm more than happy to connect with all of you on Instagram. If you like this, maybe you can constantly, share and tell other people about it. And yes, Lorenzo, we are either telling a story or selling ourselves. As presenters, we have to be comfortable to sometimes amplify ourselves, because here virtually, as we are speaking, we need to be 20% more than we are when we are having dinner with our family and we are chilled. When we are presenting, we need to amplify ourselves. And if we are not so comfortable and we have this image about ourselves and not this image, we don't feel comfortable to amplify ourselves because we are rather hiding. So it's important to have a clear mind and be authentic, so that when you come on stage, you say, hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to connect with all of you across the world. I'm Andreea Zoia. I've been 18 years in Dubai. I love Creative Zone. I've known Lorenzo for over 10 years. And if you want to be part of Creative Zone family, this is the moment, this is the place to do it, right? So amplify yourself, be comfortable. And if you want to practice on your own, you can do that at home. Needless to say that a workshop of 2-3 days or a workshop or a training of 2-3 months that I offer will definitely help. You can study public speaking with whoever you want. I just highly encourage all of you to make public speaking a strategy and not hope that when you're going to go in a meeting, things will go well. Take control.
Excellent. Andreea, and I understand that you also have some one-on-one coaching sessions that you're able to do, or you have some smaller group type of plans. Maybe this could be a good opportunity to tell the audience, and what is it that we can put forward for people watching this webinar? What is the next level? How can they engage with you in taking something privately or in smaller groups?
I'm only offering my online program of 2 months, and I will be more than happy, whoever is interested, if you are coming from this webinar from Creative Zone, I will be more than happy to offer you a 10% discount if you are interested. And yeah, on a journey of 2 months, you will become 100% Andreea Zoia proof public speakers, because I've been doing this for 7 years, and I'm deeply passionate to help anyone to amplify themselves and become the best presenters to best represent their business and their services and products.
Excellent. So how can people reach out to you on this? Is it through LinkedIn, or you have a landing page or something that you can share? Or
I think we will email them right after this webinar. We will email them, and everyone can connect with me via email. Yeah.
Good. Great. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Andreea, for this opportunity to engage with you for this 1 hour. We look forward to doing a lot more going forward with you. I think we should do a few of these sessions throughout the year.
I think so.
And keep on engaging and sort of empowering people in improving their communication skills and their presentation skills.
Yes, absolutely. This 1 hour was just was midget, 1% of what I have to offer. I need more time with you guys.
Good stuff.
Okay.
We will be sending a full email with a breakdown and also with a full video that everybody can watch again. So excellent, Andreea. Thank you so much to all the attendees. Thank you for being here with us. We look forward to many more webinars to come and to engaging with you and to helping you in any way possible from our side at Creative Zone and from Andreea Zoia. Andreea, thank you so much.
It was my pleasure. Make the most of all the knowledge, you guys. Stay in touch. Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you, Creative Zone.
Thank you, everybody. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.